3 the charm?
It is.
Oh, boy. Some entity out there does not want us broadcasting today, which, it happens.
Fuck that entity. We overcame.
We did. We overcame. We
Gross.
usually do overcome. Anyways, welcome to the show, everybody. We will start from scratch like it never happened. Hello, T.
Hey, buddy.
How are you, pal?
So good.
Of course, you have, so much shit on the agenda today.
Yeah, that's exactly.
It was like, hey, let's hit the ground running 4 o'clock.
Boom, 4 o'clock start. I got a hard out.
And now here we are at 4:45. And, yeah.
Don't be sneaking 2 minutes on me. It's 4:47.
4:46 is what I had. Did yours say 47?
It does.
Mine says 46.
Oh, I have 46. Oh, it just turned.
Anyway, I was...
Our clocks aren't even the same around here. What the
No,
hell?
yeah, this whole thing's a shit show. It usually
disaster.
is. We were getting no audio there. Thank you to the fine folks that pointed that out.
Yes, thank you very much.
The difference between you and I doing it and having Easus here is Easus would have just let that go the whole show.
Figured it out later.
Yeah, well, oh yeah, no, I saw that earlier and I didn't know what to do, so I just let it go. Yeah, great.
Well, we do have to be careful because we've run into that before where it was operator error on the other end.
Yeah.
Somebody had it muted or fucking whatever the case was. Like, I can't hear. And like, oh no, are we done? But it was one person screwing it up for everybody. So we had to make sure.
Yes.
But that was definitely on our end. And it was not even, who knows what that was?
Incorrect
That's a
correction,
ghost.
if you will, as Drew used to call
That's
it.
correct.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or incorrectly correct.
Correctly
incorrect?
They were correct this time, but the incorrect corrections are the ones that are like, oh, sorry, guys, my end. I had it muted. And you're like, thanks for stopping us in our tracks.
For you.
Yeah. And it was on your end. But anyways, I was in the middle of saying we didn't do a show yesterday. We'll do a makeup on Friday. So tomorrow we'll do a show. But I was just saying how I've kind of got like a one-track mind. And when I get going on something, it's best to just stay in that lane and not. And so I've been doing a ton of work in the backyard, trying to get that all squared away. And we're thinking about having a little party here.
A little get together.
Yeah, with some peeps. And, but couldn't do it until we got that place squared up a bit. It's getting closer and closer.
Every day, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that held us up yesterday. That was on me. But like I said, we'll make good tomorrow. But a lot going on in the world. And if you have to shut it down early to get out of here, T, just let me know.
Yeah, it might be a little short today. We'll see.
Yeah, I know you're... You got to go all the way to Ann Arbor, and traffic's just wonderful.
Oh, it's exactly. I don't think
lovely orange
I don't
barrel
think there's
season.
one road between here and there that's not under construction.
Yeah.
And there's no other way to go than freeway, basically.
No.
I mean, take me an hour and a half to go back roads. So.
Yeah.
Funny story, though.
Could be a blessing in disguise.
I had my ex-wife years ago. We were texting about something about picking up the kids or whatever it was. It was after the divorce, but I had to go out to Ann Arbor for something after work, and I was texting with her, and I go, well, I got to go to AA after work, and just abbreviate it with AA.
Oh, no.
And her response was like, oh, good for you. I'm so proud of you.
I was like,
Fuck off. Ann Arbor, you asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just decided to go to AA. You're actually the most competent professional drinker I think I know.
Oh, I would take that as a great compliment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. And you've really kind of had, you've had your moments, but even when you were younger, you were pretty responsible.
Keep it together.
Yeah, you're not like,
It's the Canadian in me.
Maybe.
Canadian
I don't know
English.
what
I
it
think
is.
I think I have pretty good drinking lineage.
Like a buddy of mine who used to do my hair, Pavel. Great dude, super. He goes to his goal this year is to go to every single Lions game, all 17. He doesn't even live in Detroit now. He's got his own
Good thing they're not going
salon.
overseas now. That makes it a little easier for him.
Yeah. But he quit drinking, and he's been documented. I've read his stuff, and he's like, the mornings of waking up feeling like shit, trying to remember what the hell you said to who the night before, that some dumb shit you said or stupid thing or dumb thing you did, which rings true to a lot of people. But I don't think you have many of those moments.
No, I generally don't drink that much,
No, but even when you do, even if you have like an all day, because that's not uncommon. I mean, not unheard of to go fishing all day.
It's not uncommon. But
Yeah,
it's unheard of.
No. I didn't mean uncommon because that is uncommon. But yeah, you never or very rarely seem to go off the deep end where it's like, man, boy, I don't want to be around this guy right now.
Yeah.
Most people can't say that.
No.
So it really is.
It's a gift.
Maybe it is the Canadian in you.
Yeah.
That makes that possible.
Keep my cognitive skills pretty in check the whole time.
Yeah,
you know?
you don't get all wordy.
I'm a
and-
wonderful drunk driver. Fantastic drunk driver. Really
Yeah.
I'll say impaired driver.
Famous last words. I hate even saying something like that just because.
Well, no, listen. If I ever get popped, it's not going to be my fault. I mean, I'm not going to fucking crash. I'm not going to kill somebody. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
It's not going to be my fault. It'll be some stupid shit with like a headlight out or something.
Yeah.
Or that
I
that
almost did
catches
that
up
too,
with
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got.
Yeah,
out of that
no,
one.
mine I felt like was bullshit because I figured you got one in you in your life. You know, you haven't used your one yet.
Yeah.
But mine got it at that Verve Pipe show. You know, hanging out backstage and just had a couple beers with the guys because they were coming in the next morning in studio. This is me and the Beagle doing the show back in Kazoo in '96, and that was it. Pulled right out of the parking lot, and it was like, okay, asshole, you didn't even give me a chance to do anything wrong.
Yeah, right. Just rolling the dice. Yeah.
Yeah, just going out, leaving the bar at midnight. You know, someone's been drinking, and yeah, it sucks. It sucks.
Yeah, you get those college towns too, man. That's you gotta be a little more careful.
Yeah,
I do a lot of things to choose wisely, like which way I go home.
Yeah.
Things like that. I avoid
Are
certain
you a freeway
situations.
guy or a back roads guy?
100% freeway.
Because a lot of people are back roads people.
Well,
They
I mean,
swear by
depends.
that.
The back roads are one thing, but we don't have many back roads around
Yeah.
here and where we're going. You know, if you can find me the back roads between Royal Oak and here, let me know.
Right.
But
well, you could do.
But that's an age-old argument of, city streets or freeway.
Yeah.
Right? I will go freeway all the time, 100% of the time. I will go out of my way to go freeway rather than that because, every time you stop at a light, you give a cop an opportunity to get behind you.
Yeah.
Right? Or pull out behind you. Freeway, if you're not in that fucking window right then, generally they're not going to catch you. They're not going to catch up with you.
Right.
If you're not speeding, they have no reason to stop you and pull you over. If they're sitting on the road,
And you're a
they're
cruise
clocking
control
you.
guy.
100% cruise control.
Yeah.
And don't be, keep it like 3-4 over, so you don't look like you're hiding anything, but you're not going crazy. And best part of the freeway is, if you do start swerving a little bit and you go a little too, you just hit the blinker and keep going. It's a lane change. Don't swerve it back in. Lean into it. Hit the blinker. Make a lane change out of it, and just keep going.
We should have drunk driving tutorials with T-Roy.
I'm telling you, man.
T-Roy's tutorials.
There's a lot of things that you can do to make your life a lot easier.
Yeah.
And make it much harder on them.
Well,
Don't give them any reason to pull you over.
They've made it no fun to even try and drink. and drive
No,
anymore.
no,
They've
no,
just. I mean, the fun governors came out.
I mean, I would never even dream of doing it now. I'm just saying, if the situation were to arise, these are what I would do.
Right.
I would never, but if that's what I would do.
Sure, exactly. I fully understand it. Yeah, I do. But anyway, I don't know why we're championing your drinking.
I don't know.
skills,
Yeah,
but,
you just fired me off like that. It
Yeah,
was-
no. I'm proud of you for it.
But I'll take that as a compliment. I guess.
Most of us can't.
Most professional drinkers. Is that what you said? I think.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
check the tape on that one.
Professional and competent, I think I said.
I get a trophy, maybe.
Yeah. Like if I was, you do a lot of on your phone poker.
Yeah, online. Yep.
You play a lot, and you do well. You're definitely up more than down, that kind of thing. I would get reckless as hell. Like if I was drinking, if I was, get 2 fucking whiskeys in me, and I'd be like, I'm gonna see what comes up on the river and the flop and then the turn. Like I just would. I know I'd be reckless.
Discipline is discipline, my man.
Yeah, but you're not reckless. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that's like a personality thing, if that can be trained out of someone, but it's like, I don't know. Just having a few in
It's in
me.
my
and it's
DNA,
like,
I guess. That's just
yeah.
where I'm at. Steady Eddie.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Lot going on in the world. School systems collapsing. People getting pissy with schools in general. I don't know what the school's game is nowadays. I'm glad I don't have kids. I'm glad I'm not in school. I was reading an article from the one and only Ben Shapiro, who was talking about some backlash going on between Armenian parents, Muslim parents, Catholic parents, and I think this was in L.A. maybe, over the promotion of pro-alphabet
All right.
agenda to young children. And he claims this is just the beginning. And I feel like he's been listening to our show because this has kind of been my angle.
I'm pretty sure he does, yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It's a great show. But I firmly believe, like, if you think you're going to import a bunch of foreigners into this country and they're going to be on board with that agenda with their children, you're wrong.
No.
It's like, Mexicans and, Latinx, Latino families or Muslim families, they're not going to be like, oh yeah, my son declared he's a girl. Like, I just don't see that flying. I just don't, and that's kind of what he's saying. He said the clash of values would likely be will likely be the first of many between the left and ethnic minority groups who tend to adhere to more conservative values. This is going to be part of the future of the country. Essentially, what you have is a cadre of upper-class white liberals who have a particular set of morals that do not match the morals of particular ethnic minorities in the United States. And the backlash is going to be very, very strong. Clash came outside the Glendale Unified School District's headquarters, where parents, many from L.A., their Armenian population, Hispanic communities, were blasting board members for promoting the alphabet agenda. Most people did not support the anti-heteronormativity. That's a word.
Say that one again. That's all one word?
Yeah, anti-heteronormativity.
Heteronormativity.
Yeah, he went to Harvard.
Okay.
Yeah, so being promoted by the left. He noted many Americans were shifting to the right because of the radical social agenda being promoted by the left. The
anti-heteronormativity. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Yep.
The weird brand of anti-heteronormativity that's now being promoted in the West is being promoted by a very elite group of people. The vast majority of people are not into it. They're not into that becoming the norm. This attitude was particularly prevalent in exactly the diverse communities the left pretends that it represents. Armenians are just one example of that. The issue has roiled the California district in recent days, with many parents pulling their kids out of school in protest. Some schools had only 40% in attendance rate as of June 2nd.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That's crazy, though.
One of the topics they were upset about was males changing in female spaces. I graduated from Glendale in '96, and I have 2 daughters. My daughter's afraid to change in the locker room because she knows another guy could come into the room. When I asked the principal, he told me there were no cross-gender bathroom policies. Anyways. Does that seem like a fair argument? I mean, because
absolutely.
I suppose you could go, hey, it's just the human body. What's the hang up? It's just the naked body. Get over it.
Well, that's a different conversation. That part's a completely different conversation. That we've created that problem, right? We've shamed the naked body forever, so it's hard to come back out of that fucking tunnel.
Yeah,
that's not really the issue. And we talked about it before. Like, grown adults, fine, do whatever you want.
Yeah,
no issues whatsoever. Where the issue comes in and where you're going to start really getting the pushback is when you start fucking with kids. And when you start doing it in the school systems, there's nothing
just seems like a weird
more rabid than a parent.
Yeah. And people always say that, oh, watch out for the mama bears, not as if the dads don't give a shit. But, I get it. And it just seems like, whoa, of all things you're trying to further down the road, fucking with people's kids and bragging about it. It's not mainstream, right? I understand that, but I spend enough time, and I show them to you from time to time. We haven't done it in a while, but Libs of TikTok, where you see some purple-haired idiot in a classroom that's just papered with, all kinds of fucking.
Yeah, you can't have an American flag
shit
in there, but you can have the pride flag hanging.
Right, exactly.
So what are we doing as a country?
And they're bragging. They won't call them parents. They call them caregivers in these instances. And a lot of people that don't see this stuff act like it's not a thing. And I'm telling you, it's a fucking thing. It is.
Yeah.
And people have sat quiet, and we've kind of sat back and just waited, like, for the rest of people to catch up. Like, what the hell's going on here? What are you doing with these children? I don't understand it. And they're going to start getting more and more pissy about it.
Absolutely.
I think more and more women are going to come out and protect their sport. You almost need them leading the charge.
Yeah, they have to.
Whether it's Riley Gaines, another teammate, a former teammate of Leah Thomas's, came out and did an interview, I don't know, yesterday or the day before, kind of saying the same thing. Like, this is bullshit, But, people don't like confrontation usually, historically.
Yep.
But they're coming out of the woodwork now and starting to be more.
I don't
more
understand
prominent.
how this. We're talking about the schools now. I understand it's not just education. I mean, you're grooming children to become adults and the next generation. I understand that.
Right.
I don't mean grooming, although ironically that's what it is these days.
Can't say that word though.
Yeah, but tell me how this is benefiting education. Tell me where this falls in line with educating our youth.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I remember one awkward
the resources,
class. That's it.
The effort, the time, the money that it's going into these type of programs.
Right.
That should be going towards education. Period. End of story. It's schools. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I don't know if it changed after, our graduating class, if things are totally different. But I remember, in elementary school, the one class that was really super uncomfortable, when Mr. Green was going to fuck Mrs. Conley in front of the class. That's what we thought in 5th grade.
Yeah.
So I remember that. And I remember, was it health class at Harrison we had to take?
Yeah.
Which was like cooking half the semester, and then half the semester was like the human body or something.
Yeah.
Which is where maybe they got out bananas and rubbers. I don't even remember.
I don't vividly remember it, but something along those lines. It sounds familiar.
Right? Like,
something
here's how the reproductive system works.
But it was very, and that just goes to show you that it was very vague, and
yeah.
We were beyond that point anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. We know. We know the banana.
We've already been in there.
The old banana in the tailpipe chick.
Yeah. Dozens of Muslim and Christian parents showed up on Tuesday at a Maryland school board meeting to protest a new policy that would stop letting parents opt their children out of reading these alphabet books in school. So I don't understand the point of that. Like, we had to have permission slips for everything, every trip, every whatever, if they were doing anything controversial at all.
Well, they're trying to cut the parents right out of the equation.
Yeah, why? Like, who's pushing for that? People that want it. I mean, it makes it easy to go, what are you up to? Like, why would you, under any circumstances, I would think it'd be better to flood parents with annoying release forms for everything. Everything they're doing. Like, hey, man, you signed off on it. I know we hit you with 100 of these every semester.
On some level, I can see the problem with that, because everybody's got their own belief, and if you start giving everybody an opinion, and it's going to be a nightmare. Okay, you can do this, but you can't do this, and this one can do that, and this one has to do this, and this. I can see that being a big problem if you get too crazy with it.
Right.
But these are things that are directly controversial,
Yeah. Yeah.
And the problem is they act like it's not.
Right. And they act like you're a bigot if you even go,
if there's any issue with it, you're the problem.
Right.
But not necessarily.
Well, I was reading this article about these Muslim and Christian parents getting on the same page. In Maryland here, a large and vocal group of parents and other demonstrators protested outside the Montgomery County Public Schools headquarters in Rockville, Maryland, where the school board was prepping to discuss the rule change. The group of demonstrators appeared to be majority Muslim. They chanted, "Not your children." And then they chanted, "Protect our children." Religious freedom now. And they carried signs, "Restore opt-out," and "Family rights." Significantly smaller group of counter-protesters showed up carrying rainbow flags. They expressed support for scrapping the parental opt-out option, with one side reading, "Keep the school system free from hate." See, that's just a discussion ender when you go,
exactly. But that,
like, you don't have my opinion, then you're hateful.
Right.
Okay.
So you define why is that hateful?
Yeah.
Right?
No. We don't have to go there.
Oh, you're not
just
allowed
accuse.
to. Wow, that's just a generic fucking.
And I don't know what. Okay, you're coming to do a counter protest. What is your argument? You don't want parents to be able to know what's going on some of these topics with their children.
Opt-out,
like,
right.
Why?
Not your children. Protect our children.
Yeah, it just seems crazy. During the board meeting, a former student in the district, a young girl wearing a hijab, addressed the board, Freedom of religion is a fundamental human right that protects the conscience of all people. It allows us to think, express, and act upon what we deeply believe. The issue of gender and sexuality are influenced by our faith. We should not be caricatured as intolerant. I respectfully request the restoration of the opt-out option. One Muslim mother spoke in favor of getting rid of the opt-out option, saying that the gender fluid people have been part of the Islamic societies from the beginning. Have they really? Gender fluid people have been part of the...
Really?
Okay.
Well, I mean, listen, I'm not saying that it doesn't exist on some level everywhere in the world.
But don't act like they've been like welcomed.
Yeah, and I mean,
arms.
because you're a Muslim, that generally is not by choice.
Right.
That's where you were born. That's how you were brought up.
Right.
Just like anything else, I assume you can technically opt out of that. But again, not to act like it's not a thing. You know what I mean? On some level, it is. But where we're at now is lunacy.
Yeah.
It's absolute fucking anarchy.
Well, and this is part of the problem too. One of the Muslim families said this issue has unfortunately put some, not all of course, but some Muslim families on the same side of an issue as white supremacists and bigots. Okay.
Well,
okay.
I mean, technically, I guess he's probably right because I'm sure there are some of the bigots and
white supremacists,
that feel the same way for their own reasons.
Right.
But
I think you've been sold a bullshit narrative to just go anybody that has a different opinion is a bigot or a white supremacist.
If you don't want higher taxes. Oh well, I'm agreeing with pedophiles and rapists. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of a bullshit argument.
Yeah, I think that narrative has been pushed so far. Like, keep going, lady. You might find out that there's not as many white supremacists and outright bigots that you think. That just having a differing opinion or
you've been sold a bill of goods.
Yeah. That doesn't mean white supremacists don't exist. It doesn't mean bigots don't exist. But to act like, well, anybody on the right is clearly a white supremacist and a bigot, and here I am agreeing with them. Like, I think you're going to find that very, very few of them are actually what we would normally consider a white supremacist or a bigot.
Yep.
3 families are suing the Board of Education and the superintendent, Monifa McKnight. Monifa. Okay, yeah, that sounds better.
Yeah.
Monifa McKnight, over getting rid of the opt-out option. They claim it's a First Amendment free speech issue. Lawsuit claims...
Wait, oh, yeah. They get the free speech. You could argue it the other way, ultimately.
Yeah,
but.
yeah. The lawsuit claims the children's books Pride Puppy and Love Violet were added to the curriculum. And I'm not even familiar with those books.
No, I mean... See, there's that's another part of this too. Like added to the curriculum or available, 2 different things, right? If it's just in the library and somebody can check it out if they choose, that's fine. But added to the curriculum like it's some sort of mandatory reading is completely different.
Right. Right.
It's like going back and reading of Mice and Men and the shit we had to read, in school growing up.
Yeah. Huck Finn.
Yeah. But which I don't think I ever read a single book. I'm not, and not even kidding. I don't think I ever read a single book cover to cover.
Yeah,
I did a little bit, a lot of Cliff Notes.
Yeah, I did a lot of magazines.
Those little yellow fucking lifesavers. God bless.
Yeah, those are great. I read Where the Red Fern Grows, and I had to read that in order to get my mom was holding hostage, I believe, a pair of gray and black parachute pants.
Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah, and it was big, and it was like I had to fucking read this goddamn thing as fast as I could, so I could wear those bad boys.
Yeah, good move, Pat.
Yeah. She would do shit like that,
Parenting 101.
Bullshit, man. It pissed me off, but I love that book. It was a great book. I'm glad I read it.
There you go.
Jay did that recently, where he's like, "I'm going back and reading the classics," and so he was going back like all the shit we were supposedly read in high school. Don't remember any of it. Right. And I can't remember what they are now, but if you listed the, like Huck Finn and stuff like that, like just Moby Dick, stuff like that, he was going through and reading. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Just like, feel like we all know the titles, but we haven't read it enough. But I don't know, what these. I imagine education transforms over time, and maybe
Evolves, of course. Everything evolve or die.
But so maybe it's appropriate. There's a Southern California high school teacher been suspended following backlash from parents over a sexually explicit anatomy lesson, which some of the parents are saying was just flat obscene. The physiology and environmental science teacher, Judy Rayberg, was caught on camera last week teaching seniors about anal sex, vibrators, the G-spot, and how to get pleasure from the prostate.
Okay.
Okay, which is butt fucking, right? Prostate is the asshole.
That is in the butt, yes.
In the clip, the teacher from Alta Loma, California, can be seen using diagrams to educate final year students at El Dorado High near Los Angeles about stimulating the prostate gland and male-to-male anal sex.
Okay.
See that, that's a real thing. Dudes on dudes, anal sex, that whole thing. But I don't know that it's up to it just seems so weird for my high school teacher to be talking about G-spots, vibrators, and butt fuck.
I mean, that part is, let's break it down a little bit. If we're going to be having some sort of sex education class, if this is part of an all-encompassing health class like we went to, sex ed, whatever you call it these days, I don't know.
The penis goes in the vagina, and
then
all that weird.
Sure, then it would be negligent on some level to not, account for all the situations, right? Being obviously a lot more common now, but getting into vibrators and you know what I mean,
G-spots. Dude, that's on you to figure out.
Well, listen.
Do you want a teacher?
No, a lot of guys need a fucking little map on where the clit is.
No, I understand that wholeheartedly, but figure it out. Read a book. Like, she's up there going, here's the G-spot. What is she, pulling her skirt up and fucking flipping her bean up and showing people where to start?
Here's the canoe. Here's the little man.
Yeah.
But, I don't know that that's
where does that end, though, I guess?
I don't know that that's what this was. Did she take it upon herself to just be having this conversation in class?
I guess.
Just part of it
wasn't part of the curriculum.
Right. But even, when we go back to, like, the books and curriculum and shit like that, books that we read, I mean, even heterosexual, there was nothing explicit in any of those books.
It was very, very...
Right. I mean,
vanilla.
Nothing at all. Very, very vanilla.
Yeah.
So, but it seems like...
And I don't even think they mentioned pleasure.
No, not generally. No, not at all.
It's like a function of baby making.
I know that we're in a different time and a place now, sadly, in a way. But it seems like it's not so much the fact that there's gay characters in these books that have the issues. It's we've read some of this stuff.
Yeah.
The details and the graphic nature of some of this stuff is fucking insane. I mean, it's porn.
Yeah.
It is pornography, basically.
Yeah. Talking about kids blowing the local fucking realtor.
So, that's not appropriate on any level for minors.
Right.
It's just not in that, not from your school system. It's just
I wouldn't
not.
think so.
Right. So
but I haven't been there in forever.
That's the irony, is that's the argument, at least for me. I understand everybody's got their own fucking beef. That's the argument for me.
And where does it end? Like, if you're going, okay, well, it used to be just about baby making. It was a man and woman, and the gay community was either so closeted back then and discriminated against that we don't even address it like it's a thing.
Yeah,
and
don't encourage it.
You throw in religion, it takes on it's a whole other monster. And so if you want to go, well, men can be attracted to men, women, but then where do you go, like, well, one popular thing is 69ing and doggy style. Like, they're all positions. Like, if you're talking about men anally fucking men, eating boxes, like, are we showing our best moves? Right. And is the teacher going, oh, these are some highlight moments in my career. Let's talk about 69. Like, all of that seems wholly inappropriate for children.
And if we've gone from the absolute vanilla that we had in school to now, which is 30 years, basically. Where are we 30 years from now? That's the question. That's the issue. That's the trajectory. This is
they'll
where
be
these
breaking
things,
down donkey punches and Cleveland steamers by then.
Yeah, they'll just be videos.
It'll just be normal.
Be bringing in fucking prostitutes to show you how to fucking do it. That's the point. Is that
no, dude? Would you be shocked if it 20 years from now was like, Oh man, I'll meet you after fifth period. I got porn class
Not at all.
in fifth period, so I'll meet you after that. I can bail on sixth period.
Yeah.
But
No, seriously, because I mean that's how can you not? How could you possibly think? Oh, that's crazy. Seriously.
Yeah.
Think about the trajectory that we're on. Think about the progression that we've made.
and nothing
in this
hits
time.
a wall and stops.
No, exactly.
No one's going to be happy with that.
So at what point, just like anything else, when you start seeing the signs, you got to start throwing up flags. You got to start hitting the brakes because at some point it's past the point of no return.
Yeah.
And then it's way too late. And I think that's what a lot of this stuff is. And this feels like a blitzkrieg.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a great word for
Just-
it. That's
that's-
exactly what it
That's
feels
what it feels like. It's just an
And we're not
absolute
even
bombardment.
involved with
No,
the
I'm
school
not,
system.
exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, whoa.
So, I mean, how we've come so far so fast, it's just mind-boggling to me. And I think that I'm going to die.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
I still
That's
have
all right.
cottonwoods stuck in there. I swear to God. Every once in a while, I feel a little tickle.
Yeah, it
I
happens.
think one just.
Do you have some water?
I do. I'm good.
She goes on, by the way, this teacher,
carry on.
Rayberg, also tells her students that sex toys can be found at general retailers, including Target. Really?
Yeah, everywhere
does
now.
Target sell dildos?
Yeah, they do. And vibrators and shit. Yeah, over by the condoms and stuff. Everywhere. You're fucking CVS.
Are you
has
kidding
them.
me?
Yeah, I mean, not like big, giant fucking, double-ended
veiny
cocks
ones?
and shit, but vibrators and stuff like that.
Do they
Absolutely.
have like cock rings and stuff? And
I don't know for sure. I don't know the absolute inventory of it.
why would anyone go into the store when you can go on Amazon or whatever and buy your shit like that and have it show up in a brown bag at your doorstep? Why would you go into CVS
When you're-
and be looking? Do you have double-ended ones? Do you have black veiny ones? Like,
We talked about like Spencer's or what? It's Spencer's, right? I think. Yeah, in the mall. It's got
Was
the
it-
whole fucking Spencer's or Hot Topic. One of those two. Spencer's, I think.
Spencer's Gifts?
Yeah, but not like the whole back of the store is a sex shop now, in the mall.
Oh yeah, was that Spencer's?
I think it is.
I don't remember.
I think it's
but
Spencer's.
yeah. And people were taking pictures of it.
It's
too.
the whole back of the store is now, and it's not even like like curtained off or anything. It used to be kind of, and they had like a little section that was some things, and it's grown, and now it's just open and
Yeah.
all that. Like, but you don't have to be. You don't have to be 18 to go in there.
Yeah.
So kids are just being exposed to it, And again, believe me, I'm
What could
far
possibly
from
go wrong?
I know. It just seems exactly what could possibly go wrong.
I remember having an argument
Where
with
does it
Jay
end?
about the swimsuit cover model. And it was like, hey, the swimsuit cover model's out. And they were doing a lot of body paint. It's just titties out. And he was talking about how, this is just fucking appropriate. And I was calling him a prude, basically. I was like, you know what? If you don't want your fucking kids seeing that stuff, then don't show it to them. And he's like, you can't not. Everything is doing this. And I'm finally understanding what he was talking about. Like, there's no fucking safe corner you can turn to.
Not even the
right
schools now.
Like, not even the schools.
Right.
It's the internet is a shit show. The fucking stores, what they're doing. Like,
We're doomed as a society, and we're watching it implode onto ourselves.
students do come to this chick's defense. In the wake of the suspension, via Instagram, one student said, I'm in the upper left of the original video, and her words were taken out of context. I would like to say that everything taught by our teacher is educational. At the time this video was
But
posted,
yeah, I mean, where the fucking prostate is technically
Right.
educational. How to milk a prostate is technically educational.
G-spot and where to get dildos at Target.
That's if it's something you didn't know and you're being taught, that's educational, but it doesn't make it appropriate.
Yeah. At the time this video was posted, Mrs. Rayberg was simply answering a student's question anatomically, not in any means of harm. The question she was responding to was regarding the male prostate, and she gave the appropriate response in a way a teenager would understand it. What is the way that a teacher would like?
Well, probably. I mean, in more general terms than being
Put your cock in this
clinical.
dude's asshole. And,
Well, whatever. But again, so like I said, I don't want to act like this stuff should never be addressed on any level. right?
Yeah.
And this, from everything I've heard, this is a senior class in high school. For the most part, I could give a fuck what they're talking about.
We
at that
already
point.
know all that by senior year.
Right.
We're already doing all that.
But, like I said, I had sons of freshmen in college, and they had sex week. And you should see the itinerary of stuff. They used the chapel for lap dances and a whole sex show in the chapel.
What?
At the school.
What?
Yes.
Why?
I believe I'm getting that correct. I may have.
Why would they be showing any type of sex show, even on video?
No. This was real life. I mean, this was real life.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
But why?
I mean, they have I could pull it up. It's crazy. It's an entire week of 5 to 6. BDSM, fucking furries, fucking sex toys,
door's been kicked in, man. It's just
laying on the floor,
and people are just running through it at full speed.
Exactly. So I mean, I don't know how. Yeah, the brakes are off, man. So I don't know how you ever stop it. It's a runaway train at this point.
Yeah.
So to act like you're crazy to think they're going to be in a porn class in 20 years. Really?
Yeah.
Am I fucking crazy?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I am.
Yeah. No, I mean, we used to laugh when people, I believe it was trans stuff, and it was early on. You're going back 10 years.
Yeah.
I was still at the Drew and Mike show, but I remember, what's next? People marrying their animals, marrying trees, and it was like, could you imagine?
It's normal.
5 short years later,
Not only is it happening, it's fucking normal. They're doing that shit.
Or they're trying to normalize it, very much so. That's
common,
definitely
not
going
normal, common.
Common, yeah. Now, I don't know where we got so off track with the teachers and all that. Hopefully they get things squared away in Buffalo. I've got some great news. For the first time in more than 40 years, the Buffalo Teachers Union has a new president.
One person's been the president for 40 years?
Yeah, 21 consecutive 2-year terms.
Wow.
Would you, if you were part of the Buffalo School District, it's the Teachers Federation president, would you vote for a rich Negro?
I would vote for a person if I thought they were qualified. I'm not going to.
Yeah. Well, they voted for a rich Negro.
Okay.
And
is that his name?
it is.
Dick Negro?
Yeah. Rich Negro, this rich Negro anyways, worked for the Buffalo Public Schools for 25 years.
I will say,
Yeah.
if I saw that name on a ballot, I would 100% fucking check it. 100% check that box.
Duh.
Yeah.
How do you think Scotty Bowman got elected for everything around here? I voted for Scotty Bowman every time he was on the ballot.
On any
if
ballot.
there's a rich Negro on the ballot,
I will check that box.
He's getting my vote. Does that guy look like a rich Negro to you?
It looks like one of the two.
Yeah. He does not
No.
look like a rich Negro to me.
No, he does not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, they claim he is.
Yeah.
But,
Well, neither did Vinny Dell.
huh?
Neither did Vinny Dell.
Vinny Del? Who was Vinny Del?
Vinny Del Negro.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, true. Vinny Del Negro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy's been with the public schools. Again, Rich Negro has been there for 25 years. Will take the helm after winning a runoff election that just ended on Monday. Less than 2,000 of the district's 3,700 teachers participated in the vote. Rich Negro received 68.2%. He will officially take over the presidency July 1 with running mate Melinda McPherson Sullivan as VP. I'm grateful for the confidence members had in us, the Rich Negro said. I'm excited to get started. President Philip Rumor announced Wednesday that he will step down from the role he's held since 1981 to retire.
Wow. I mean, that is a fucking run.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's any corruption involved in that or if he was just exemplary at his job.
Yeah, I don't know. Or it's just like, it's a name you recognize. Rich Negro said he does not want the election outcome to divide membership. He's trying to unite. And then I thought this was a little inappropriate, especially you haven't even taken the job yet. He says, I'm hoping we can all come together.
Oh.
And I was like,
Well, I mean, nothing screams unity like coming together.
I know, but again, some things just seem more appropriate than others, and announcing like, "Hey, I hope we can all come together" is
Well,
like
I mean,
a little weird.
It sounds like it's the right person for the president of the school board or the teachers union. I mean, it sounds like he's right. Now we know why he was elected.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, Buffalo. They got a rich Negro.
I mean,
That's
put
great.
that on your campaign signs. Who's not going to vote for that?
Dude, I know I would.
Right? Come with a rich Negro.
Yeah. Everybody come with a rich Negro. Yeah. It's great.
Hey, yeah, the weather's flipped, so it's time for Zott Ford's summer savings event. The warm weather brings hot deals and superior savings, making now the best time to take advantage of the deep discounts on remaining 22s in stock. Plus, Zott Ford has 0% financing on tons of inventory, including Escapes, Edge, Explorer, Expedition, and F-150s. And how about this? Zott Ford is bringing back their much-loved Sign and Drive lease. That's right, the Sign and Drive lease is back. For example, you can get a 23 Explorer for $450 a month, 23 Bronco Sport, $480 a month, or a 23 F-150 for $490 a month. Guessed it, Sign and Drive. Last but not least, our friends at Zott Ford may not have the grammatical wisdom of me, but they do have the military trifecta, which means if you're active military, a veteran, or a first responder, Zott says thank you with an additional $1,000 in savings. So go check out the details, plus their summer savings and incredible inventory at dealsinthed.com.
Very good. We should also mention radiofor1.com is the website. You can get merch there, the Amazon link, Amazon Canada. Please click through radiofor1.com. They give us a little kickback. My Pillow as well. Promo code TDC. Do not forget it. Also Groupon and a wonderful link to our Patreon page where we are adding, every week, we are adding more content to that. We basically do another show for people that that like this show and whatnot. And I think, I don't know, we're still mulling over details.
That's
but
us. Mum's the word.
keep it off the radar for now.
Mum's the word.
All right.
There's some benefits to being a Patreon member. We'll leave it at that.
Sign up. There's like 88 hours of content there or something. I thought I saw.
Okay.
At the bottom.
Good start.
Yeah. So there's quite a bit of stuff in there. I have not paid much attention to these wildfires in Canada. I saw that video you sent me.
How fucking crazy is that?
It's wild.
Did you? Yeah, you know, I knew there were some fires. I've seen the smoke, and I didn't realize it was the Canada one because there was one in like Gaylord or Grayling or something. There was a fire going, and so when I heard about the smoke, I thought that's what it was from.
Yeah.
And then I realized that there's this huge, Canadian fire going on. But yeah, I sent you a video today that I had seen. It shows satellite imagery, but it shows like 20 plus fires all starting at the exact same time.
Yeah.
You literally see these plumes of smoke from all these different
pop up.
areas all come up at the exact...
What province was that?
That's in Quebec.
Quebec.
Yes.
And it was just like, boom. All of a sudden, they all went up.
Yeah. It's crazy. I should find that because I found that wildly intriguing.
Yeah.
Wildly intriguing.
And maybe there's some natural phenom that's going on there that...
I mean, it's been an incredibly dry spring and summer so far. So there's a lot of drought going on.
Right, right.
We're due for a rain here this weekend finally. But when was the last time it rained? I mean, you can't even think of it.
Yeah.
So,
2 weeks.
that's the blame for this stuff. But it doesn't explain that. I mean, most forest fires are a lightning strike, a cigarette butt, a fucking rogue campfire, something like that starts it.
Right.
It needs ignition. It needs something to start that fire.
Yeah.
The dry, arid conditions, are primed for it, but it needs a spark. It needs something to start. And so for all those separate fires to start literally at the exact same time, that's weird to me. Like that's unexplainable to me. And I'd love to hear some explanation of it because there was no lightning. There was no. You'd think if it was like a storm. I mean, which
Can
is
you
weird.
imagine if you found out like the people that are just batshit about climate change sparked all these fires at once just to further the agenda?
I wouldn't put anything past these Canadians these days.
Right?
Fucking
Well,
Prime Minister Blackface could be behind the whole thing.
It's interesting. Canadian Prime Minister Blackface is shrugging off the blame for the wildfires wreaking havoc on the Northeast, attributing them entirely to climate change, ignoring any suggestion that poor forest management may have played a role. President Soup yesterday sent 600 American firefighters to Canada to help battle the fires that have been raging for 6 weeks. Those fires came into sharp focus yesterday when a blanket of smoke blew south, giving New York City the unhealthiest air of anywhere. I think on their scale, like 500 is the worst. That's as high as the level goes. I think they were at 450, 450, and we were at like 50.
Okay.
Or something around here.
Right.
But I know my mom came by and she was talking about how it's all cloudy in Brighton, and it was clear here. I don't know why.
Well, it's it's one of those things. It's perspective where and supposedly the East Coast is getting it a lot worse than we are. You just the winds. We're south of it, so you're not going to get nearly as much of it. So they're getting blasted over there, but. Sorry, I'm reading. I was just looking at that up. This video of them all starting at the same. I have that right here, and they're saying about how this meteorologist.
You want to pull it up on the? Can you pull it up on YouTube? Our YouTube feed?
I can.
Is that going to work?
Yep,
hey,
I sure can. Let me.
Give people that are watching us an example.
Yeah, to get an idea. So it's a TikTok video or something. Oh, let me get you off of there. Here we go.
So watch all of Southeast Quebec catch on fire at the exact same moment.
So this is what we were talking about. This is all these fires. Look at all these.
Insane.
Look at all these things. All these plumes. All these fires starting at the same time.
Yeah.
Go back from nothing to boom. Look at spot. And they're not. It's not like one thing going. You can see the specific points of where all these things start and come up.
This
is on top of
it's insane. I mean,
is that just woods, forest? Could those all have been going at the same time underneath the brush, and then all broke through at the same
That's
instance?
a huge area, though. I mean, you got to realize that's an aerial photo. I mean, that's hundreds of miles apart. That it's got to be
right.
Without a real scale there or anything. But that's the video of that we were talking about, and I'd never seen it. I saw that today for the first time, and it was, like I said, it's just wildly intriguing to me. Like, what the hell? And then this, of course, they're debunking it. I was trying to read the story a little bit just to see what the hell they said, but they debunked it because it's global warming.
Yeah, climate change.
Fuck off, dude. No, stop it.
They try to do this in California too. When they're fire, anytime there's a fire, outdoor events canceled. All New Yorkers were told to stay inside or wear masks outside. Hilarious. Yeah, your mask is going to save you.
The warmer weather also leads to increased lightning, which has caused 80%, which caused fires that account for 5% of the destruction. Okay, what was there lightning there?
Yeah.
Were those all lightning strikes? Is that what you're going to try and tell me? Don't tell me that causes it without showing me that was the cause, because I have video right now. Satellite aerial footage of those fires all starting at the exact same time.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm going to need a little better explanation than global warming and climate change and a drought.
No, they're not going to give you that,
explain on why all those fires started at the same time.
The origins of the fires are yet to be definitively identified, but Canadian officials have for years been warned that better forest management is required to avoid such a catastrophe. After the 2017 wildfires, multiple scientific reports recommended enhanced forest management in Canada and increased spending to combat the risk. Did Prime Minister Blackface do anything about it? No, he didn't. But Parks Canada had only scheduled 23 controlled burns this year. By comparison, in the United States, so they had 23 controlled burns. The United States, there were over 150,000 in 2019.
Holy shit. Wow. Does that, I mean, because they burn houses down and shit like that as a controlled burn. So is that, are we talking about just countryside, just landscape stuff, or what?
It just says controlled burns. I don't know.
I mean, it may not be apples to apples there necessarily. They're probably not burning down the houses in Canada to the level that they are.
But if they let the forest management go, and you've got dry, dead trees, that kind of stuff, you need to go out. I know it sounds hilarious, you got to rake the forest, but you really
wasn't that a
do.
Trump thing too.
Yeah. But you really do need to.
It's already burned 9.4 million acres. In Canada.
It's wild to see after
more
the
than
fact,
more
too.
than 100 separate fires.
Yeah,
global warming. Sure, why not?
Sure.
Of course. What else could it possibly be?
In 2016, Mark Heathcote, who ran the Parks Canada Burns Division for 23 years, said Canada was way behind America when it came to controlled fires. A lot of lip service is paid to it, but very few agencies do it. People don't understand the benefit of fire. Indigenous groups in Canada say they have been stopped from carrying out the crucial controlled fires by government officials too. That's absurd. Those people have been doing this for hundreds of years. Like people that live off the land, the indigenous people, Indians, if you will, they've been doing controlled burns forever because they understand and respect the nature and they know what its power is. And they're saying, yeah, you can't do that to them. And so they're like, yeah, they're shutting us out too. Blackface ignored it, blamed the fires on climate change and climate change alone. We're seeing more and more of these fires because of climate change. These fires are affecting everyday routines, lives, and livelihoods, and our air quality. We'll keep working here at home and with our partners around the world to tackle climate change and address its impact. Obviously, you know, we know for a fact there's only 3 things really that it could have been, that could have been responsible for this. Russia, white supremacy, or climate change.
Trump's not in there? Well, I guess he gets lumped into white supremacy.
Yeah,
So
or
that's-
Russia.
Yeah.
You know, so if it's not Russia this time and it's not Trump and it's not white supremacy, that only leaves, you know, climate change. So,
Of course.
Yeah.
They're saying that there was a storm system that moved through there that produced lightning over a period of several hours. So it's possible that those all lightning strikes that smoldered, you know, and once the rain moved through, they were still burning and then erupted into flames.
Gotcha.
Because that's fucking practical. I don't know, man.
So irritating.
Something's afoot at the Circle K.
Yeah, sure is.
That's all I know.
Boy, oh boy, this story has so many legs on so many levels because you brought it to my attention first. You really took issue with whores opening their mouths.
Oh,
That-
yeah.
you know, it's really
reneging
bothered
in
me.
contracts.
Yeah,
That's
and
the
even
issue.
verbal, even a
Yes.
handshake contract,
Exactly right.
should apply to porn to whores.
Yep.
Where it's
Especially-
like,
no, even I mean that's one thing, but yes, when there's an actual settlement, a binding agreement, and now somehow you're able to just void that, is
yeah.
terrifying.
Well, in the end, it's going to bite them in the ass because people are not going to do it. They're not going to pay you a dime for shit. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
sure, exactly.
If
If it's
you
not
take
worth it.
$200,000 to shut the fuck up, and then you start blabbing, I wish the courts would go, okay, that's fine. You blabbed. Give him his $200,000 back plus
Absolutely.
interest.
Void, yeah, exactly. Fucking breach of contract, 100%. Plus, yeah, with fines and penalties.
I know it's cute.
Fine,
'cause
you
it's-
want you want to say what you wanted to say. You took this money, you know, for whatever, and this goes across all fucking aspects.
Yeah,
not
it's
just
easy to
hush
point
money.
to Stormy Daniels Trump.
Right,
That's not
but-
really what we're talking
No,
about.
because that's just the tip of the iceberg of all the stories that we've seen, and
Right.
that's come out from this. But exactly, fine. Okay, you this is a binding agreement. You accepted the deals of this contract, and now you are voiding. You're in breach of that contract by going against that.
Yeah.
So now, yes, all the money has to go back, plus penalties, plus fees, plus whatever else you can put in there.
Yeah.
So if you want to say this stuff, that's fine. But everything that you got for not saying it is gone plus more.
Right, right. How do you feel about, do you like the idea of being able to buy your way out of shit? Like if you can. Now we not all of us can afford to go, I fucked up there.
Do I like
here's-
it? Not necessarily, but do I
Say-
understand it and respect it? Yeah, it's just the way it's always been.
So what if a priest, you know, he blows a handful of little boys?
Yeah.
Right. They're little, they're 7, 8 years old. He's blowing them, the little kids are blowing the priest. And then fast forward 10, 15, 20 years, and it's like, that was wrong. And the priest is like, I get it. I was wrong. You know, I don't regret it. It was awesome. Time of my life blowing you guys and you guys blowing me. But here's $200,000. Let's just end this right here and right now. Is that fair game? To like, if that kid
Fair game
takes,
for who?
for the
Does that kid get to shut the fuck up now?
Yeah, now shut the fuck up. Here's a shut the fuck up check.
If that was part of the agreement. If that was,
Well, that's the only part of the agreement.
well, okay. I mean, maybe it's like, okay.
right?
Then,
Like,
then yes.
what else would you be taking the money for? To shut the fuck up.
Right.
discretion. Now, I don't know. That's a tough one there. It's like, well, what you did was illegal.
That's correct.
You took advantage of your powerful position, by blowing these little boys. Stuff like that. But, we've seen the Michael Jacksons of the world go, God damn it.
They had
write
an
a
option.
check.
They could have gone to the authorities and reported it, or they could have cashed the check.
Right.
They chose to cash the check.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's your answer.
Yeah.
And
Well-
the way the world works now, you're going to get the check at the end anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're going to get paid at the end. That's the way everybody gets paid when they're wronged.
Yeah.
There's a settlement somewhere. Somebody's going to pay us. But fucking, especially the Catholic Church. My God.
Yeah.
I can only imagine how deep that checkbook is.
Yeah, and what a gift, honestly. If you have to be harmed in some way,
Yeah.
whether it's someone fingers your butt or blows you that shouldn't, don't you want them to have deep pockets?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
some
that's-
homeless guy on the street. Then
Yeah.
What are you going to get out of that?
Some fucking homeless guy or my deadbeat uncle fucking fingers my butt.
Him going to
I don't
jail,
get
is that really
shit.
justice for your butt?
Hell no, it's not. But if it was like, oh, thank God. Like, remember that dude I was telling you about that used to finger my butt all the time? He's a fucking pro athlete now. Mm-hmm. He just signed a $50 million deal. I don't need all 50 mil, but,
A little taste,
yeah, a little
something for
taste.
the effort.
Yeah, a little something off the top.
Yeah.
Would be nice.
Right.
But,
You used to say that you even made it to this level if it weren't for my butthole.
yeah.
You know?
Maybe that encouraged you to keep fighting and going.
I was your muse.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, Zion Williamson is in some shit, possibly. He apparently was banging a whore.
A legit whore or just a?
I think she was a
chick?
porn star.
Okay.
So-
So I mean, if this was like a pro that he hired, or if this is just some chick he's banging.
Well, this is kind of wild. His girlfriend, Akima, announced they went on social media. Were like, "Oh my God, we're so happy. We're having a child together."
Okay.
And then the whore got wind of it. The porn chick that he was banging on the side as much as like a week ago. She came out and she said, I motivated you to get back in shape. I'd let you fuck me all kinds of ways and film me on your phone, Zion Williamson, at Zion Williamson.
Tagged.
You impregnate a low-budget porn star DNA test or I'm done. I told you I was going to be the next king next to LeBron. I motivated you. Your baby mama is the reason you gained weight. She toxic. I hate this for you. That honestly, at Zion Williamson, you hurt me with this one. I couldn't sleep last night. Better pray I'm not pregnant too, because I'm definitely late, at Zion Williamson.
Ooh, maybe a double congratulations is in order.
Yeah, perhaps.
Right?
Perhaps. Akeem.
Oh no! Did a professional athlete knock up somebody else? Was crazy.
Yeah.
What times are we living in?
It's crazy. His girlfriend seemingly was aware that this shit could be coming. Happy whores ain't hating, and hating whores ain't happy, she said on Twitter. Williamson and Akima appeared on video on our YouTube page announcing the gender of their child. Well, that's a little presumptuous, isn't it?
Yeah, no
Jesus,
doubt.
nowadays?
Can't even believe you could do that.
Yeah.
You get canceled for that these days.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a Pelican at this point. Wow. I don't know what the future hold, but mommy and daddy love you. Still, the whore was clearly bitter about learning Williamson had impregnated another woman. You let that whore finesse you is why I'm angry. She 29 with an adult child already. I know what comes with being with a basketball player girl. I know what comes with being a basketball player girl. I know there will be other women, but didn't expect you to get these hoes pregnant. He's not addressed the situation.
Well, man's obviously living two lives, and telling the whore some things that she wanted to hear, making some promises.
Yeah,
that,
it sounds like she was a gamer too.
I'm
let you
sure.
fuck me all kinds of ways
I'm
and
sure.
film it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Hope that's a burner iPhone that he was filming it with, because his fucking Akima is going through that shit right now.
So what?
Yeah,
Fuck. Like,
basketball players
what's
have
he
a
gonna do?
different
Try and
level.
deny it? And besides, bitch, I got $100 million. Go fuck
Yeah,
yourself.
exactly.
Okay, bye. Bye. We ain't married. Bye.
Basketball players, it's just kind of a known thing. Like, yeah, he's a professional basketball player, so obviously he's fucking chicks all on the road. I give credit to the 90s players who really established that, more so than most, that they were fucking everything that moved on the road, and they had different hoes in different area codes.
Yep.
around the country, and now it's just like commonplace. That's just.
I don't even know that it's the 90s. I mean, I think that's just been kind of forever.
You think going back to the Bill Russell days and shit like that, those guys were fucking everything that moved?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You know?
I suppose. It seems like it became
fucking,
more mainstream and more accepted. Like
the Mickey Mantles of the fucking world weren't just crushing puss everywhere they went?
Yeah. You think Babe Ruth was just balls deep in every city?
Maybe. I don't know. He didn't seem like a player to me, but you never know. He was the Babe. Greatest of all time, they say.
Yeah, yeah.
Wonder how he'd do now. What do you think? I mean, if you literally put Babe Ruth out there right now,
he'd bat fucking he'd bat less than 100 probably. Who knows? When you see the home runs and
well, you can't just take somebody from that time and put him in this time because you got to understand the evolution
in his uniform.
Well, I know, right, but I mean the evolution of it. I mean but it is all relative to the time. So if guys were throwing 80 miles an hour down there, you can't expect the guy's just going to step up and hit him a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Right.
But if he came up with, you know what I mean, if that talent level was in 100-mile-an-hour, type,
he'd probably be fine then.
That's what I'm. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I can't just take it out and put it in here. I just mean that talent that he had, that ability that he had.
Those guys were firing the ball back then. They were still doing 90s.
Probably, you know. And I mean, but listen, it is the game has evolved so much.
Yeah.
The logistics of it, the technology of it, the advancements of all this stuff.
Yeah, the training, the diets.
Yes.
That they never had before. They were using drugs and greenies. And
right.
All that
they
kind
just
of
fucking
shit.
all hopped up. You know. Now it's.
Yeah, I was watching. I found a DVD. It wasn't even open. And it was on the 49ers championship years. And I was like, oh, cool. You know, I'll open this DVD up. It's probably been sitting up there for 20 years. And it sucks. I mean, it's, like fucking 4x3.
Dated.
Yeah, dated as shit. And I often look at those things. I'm like, what would this, the greatest offense of all time, people thought 84 or 89, one of those years. Like, I wonder what these guys would be like playing against a team today.
We talked about that a little bit.
Would the worst team in the NFL just smoke?
Watching these guys that they looked slow, like defensively.
Yeah.
Like now it's speed. Yeah,
right.
I mean, there's every position just has speed. I mean, there's defensive ends in the league that are probably faster than some cornerbacks back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was, and it looks sloppy in a way.
I especially noticed that with like black and white. When the world was in when the world was in black and white, not when we integrated black athletes.
Yeah.
No, I mean back in the day before we had color, before the world was seen in color and everything was black and white. When I see those videos, they got baggy pants on and shitty leather helmets. They look really slow. The game looks.
It's very basic. You know what I mean? Everything is just advanced.
They're all running the eye formation.
Right.
It looks like a shit sport. Mm-hmm. It looks awful. And obviously, if you plug those guys in, but when you get into the 80s, would Earl Campbell be Jim Brown? Would Jim
it's
Brown
all relative to the time of what they were playing. You know what I mean? So just because that was the offense, that was the level of skill that was involved in it.
Yeah.
That they rose to the highest level at that time.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that they couldn't compete at the level now, but they just weren't at that level. It doesn't mean that physically that they we're so much more dominant now. I mean, we are bigger and faster and stronger. There's no.
Well, remember
McCarty?
McCarty's told us, like, dude, I wouldn't even be drafted today. I wouldn't the idea that a player like me would even be drafted in today's NHL. Forget it.
Yeah.
Too slow, whatever. So I imagine that's probably true, and that's not that far removed.
No,
08?
no, but it's also a completely different. Again, the whole system has evolved so much to where what these guys went through growing up, just playing, travel hockey and stuff like that, as opposed to what they do now, that the year-round training, all the extracurriculars that go into it, the personal training, you know what I mean? Like, these guys just played hockey. That was it. They were just, now everybody's just this finely tuned athlete.
Yeah, it's remarkable what they're doing today.
It really is.
Diets alone, hired chefs that are literally to the calorie about and eat now, go now, and stop eating, like crazy shit.
Yeah, and I mean the little things of now back then it was they knew what they were doing. They could throw a curveball, they could throw a fastball, they could throw a sinker, But now with the technology they have and the data and the information, they understand like, oh, if you move your hand, a millimeter this way,
right,
or you open your foot this way, that you can get 0.05% more velocity or more drop. You know what I mean? And that's the difference. That's a huge difference. Seems like nothing.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, that's a difference maker.
Yeah.
That is enabling people to be able to take things to the next level now. And that goes across all sports.
Yeah, you see players, and I can, just because I follow so much of the 49ers, Nick Bosa is about to become the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. He might even catch Aaron Donald, who's making $31 million a year as a defensive end. But he did something a year ago where he completely changed his diet. And he comes from one of those big pasta-eating families, and, like, dinner is a big deal and eat everything, and he's just a mountain of a man. He said now he's completely, I don't know if he's vegan or what he's doing, but he's got a chef that prepares every meal for him. And he said the difference, like when you see someone rush the quarterback and they just barely get a hold of his shirt and the guy breaks free, and it's like a fraction of a second, and it's a sack versus a touchdown. He said that the difference in my diet transitioned into 10 more sacks last year.
Yeah.
And that's the first year of doing it. It's like, holy shit. These guys are tuning themselves to that level where it's like, no, I need to be a 10th of a second faster in my release or in my coming off the end to get to the quarterback. That's all I need is a 10th of a second.
Yeah, and 50 years ago, it was X's and O's.
They were drinking beers on the sidelines and smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, exactly. Gatorade changed the game. You know what I mean? Like that was the next level. That was a game changer when they came up with Gatorade.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's an interesting theory of what people, because talent is talent. And you can only
that
you're
talent
only capable,
probably would transition.
You're only capable of what you have access to at the time.
Yeah,
But it's fun, because who knows? So could a fucking bum in the league now be one of the greatest of all time back then?
Well,
is it that far? I don't know.
A third string quarterback today, right? Even a practice squad kid, if you threw him in 1950 and said you're now running the Steelers offense, he'd dominate.
Yeah.
I got to think through high school, college, and into the pros, the teachers they're getting, the coaching they're getting, the weight training they're getting.
Yeah.
I was talking when we were watching the Olympics, and it was like, dude, in my day, I could have been an Olympic skier. If you plucked me out at 19 and threw me on the U.S. Olympic downhill skiing team, we were watching videos from like the 30s. It was like, these fucking wooden, these guys are out there on 2x4s.
Yeah.
Doing a slalom. They look slow as shit. It's like, dude, I skied better than that.
Yeah.
Just with equipment upgrades. And
well, even, like golf's a great example of that. I mean, with what these guys did back in the day,
with wooden clubs.
Exactly. I mean, with just garbage equipment, technology we're so fucking light years ahead now.
Yeah.
Sweet spots and distance and all the things that people can do. It's much easier now.
Yeah.
So if you look at it that way, the technology, while it's improved the game and all that, has actually made it much, much easier. I mean, these fucking driver heads are this big with sweet spots.
And much more competitive, too.
Right. But these guys were able to do that with, you couldn't miss by a quarter of an inch, and it was done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
who's the kid? We were watching that Netflix documentary. What was that called? The following golf for like 10 weeks or whatever.
Oh yeah. What the hell was that called? I only watched a few of them.
Yeah, it was
anyway.
one word.
Yeah.
But yeah, who was the kid we were watching that literally takes notes on every single shot since he was like 15 years old?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Some young stud. You know who I'm talking about, though?
Yeah.
But, like, can you imagine back in the day? Like, nobody was taking notes. Like, he literally has books and books and books of every shot. Not like, oh yeah, the last day in a major. No, like
No,
every fucking golf shot.
You can go back for every time you played a course, every time you teed off.
Every hole,
I was there.
every-
I was there. This is what happened. I did this yardage, this wind, these all that, and that's data.
Yeah.
And that
Exactly.
all goes into it now.
Exactly.
That's where we're at now. When it used to just be go hit the ball.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, the ball was like a fucking rock back then.
Yeah.
You know, compared to what balls are now. I mean, the
Pro V1
what
today.
they can do. It's insane what guys were able to do back then with the equipment that they had available.
Yeah.
So you could possibly argue that those guys with today's equipment could be way
Even better.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an interesting conversation.
It sucks because it's a fun conversation, but we'll never, ever
But you'll never know, right?
Until we figure out time travel.
Yeah.
If we can figure out time travel, how fun would that be to go back to a separate world, you know, where it's like, how awesome would it be to be dropped in the 30s and go have a beer and a fucking hot dog for a nickel?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But see, now
fun would that be?
They're
and to
they're
go
gonna,
back and
they're
just
gonna
be
flirt
like,
with that with AI, where you're going to be able to get, you know,
yeah.
what they claim to be authentic because of all the data that they have, you know, like
Yeah.
Ali versus Tyson, things like that, you know, like what would really happen. But it's still not. It's not
Yeah.
real. It's not authentic.
Until time travel.
Until
once we figure that out.
Yep. Get that
You know?
flux capacitor going.
Boy, oh boy, I hate this story. Justin Bieber.
Bieber?
Yeah, he got married to Haley Bieber.
He married his sister?
No,
Weird.
no.
She
he
got the
ga-
same name and he married her?
No,
what are the fucking
no,
chances
no,
of that?
no, a lot of people get confused by that. No, he married a girl and she took his last name.
Oh, he didn't marry Haley Bieber.
No.
He married Haley something else, and she became Haley
Haley Bieber,
Oh, that was
exactly.
very confusing.
I think he should have stuck with Selena Gomez. I watched the documentary on her. She seems like the coolest fucking chick, man. Down to
She's got
earth.
super cunty face these days, though.
Does she?
I was a big Selena Gomez fan. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's
Like in the Disney
it's on
days?
well, no, I mean like legal, but you know,
Yeah.
she.
Yeah, well,
No, like that was for me that
Yeah.
was strong.
still.
Yeah.
Still strong. But no, this Justin Bieber, he's kind of stayed out of the
Is he? Didn't he like stroke out or something weird?
something like that.
Yeah.
It might have been. Oh God! can
Don't you
say
dare say it.
vaccine?
Ah, whoa!
Yeah.
And there goes the feed.
I don't know if he was on Ivermectin.
What about Jamie Foxx?
Oh yeah, apparently he was vaccine injured too.
Oh,
Almost
what?
died, but whatever.
Oh no, I digress.
Yeah.
So the guy that was banging Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Biebs, he, when he was younger, he was like egging people's houses. He was always getting in trouble. He was always in the press for the wrong reasons and whatnot. He's done a pretty good job of staying out of the press. Well, now he's all pissed off at his old man, Jeremy, because Jeremy did some shit, and Biebs is like, dude, you're making me look like a dickhead now.
Oh, Biebs. Now is that a sign of maturity?
What, that he's
Biebs
mad at his
finally,
old
yeah,
man?
right. Come on, Dad. I fucking
Yeah, come on, man. I've been
fuck
keeping my
you.
nose clean, and here
you
you
made me
are
look like
fucking me
a
up.
dick for a decade.
His dad really went over the line, though. He reacted to Pride Month by sharing a rainbow flag meme that read, "Don't forget to thank a straight person this month for your existence."
It's not bad. It is not bad.
What the fuck is he thinking?
It's not bad. Although technically not true anymore with the inseminations and the fucking embryo bullshit they
Factually
got
correct,
going on.
though. I don't know that they've nailed that yet.
No. Well, I mean,
You know,
yeah.
they're until they can implant a womb onto
But
some
you could take a
dude.
gay guy's sperm and a fucking lesbian's egg and make a baby.
Yeah, sure.
100%. So that's not a straight person that made that baby.
Well, it was back 10 years ago,
Yeah.
20 years
Right.
ago. So, yeah, he said that on Twitter, don't forget to
Oh.
thank a straight person this month for your existence. Whew. Post was later deleted, of course. Got to delete that
Oh
one,
yeah. Once Beeves threatened to cut him out of the will.
right? And he returned to Twitter to apologize to those offended, but it did little to subdue it. I think it was a bullshit apology, honestly.
But they all are. They're always bullshit apologies.
Yeah,
Find me one authentic public apology.
yeah.
Go ahead. I'll wait.
Yeah, you're not going to, let's see, what it is.
I'm sorry I
his
got
apology,
caught. Is not.
Well, his apology was published, said he didn't intend to upset people. Acknowledging the nuclear family is offensive, question mark? Mm-hmm. That sentence alone means he didn't learn his lesson. My apologies.
What lesson? Was he supposed to learn?
I don't know. He said something that wasn't just like, "Oh my God, gay people are the greatest thing ever." That's what you're supposed to say during Pride Month.
Okay.
Oh my God, I hope to God every person I've ever met becomes trans. Like that's acceptable.
Yeah.
But going, might want to acknowledge the straight people that birthed you.
Right.
That's what are you doing, dude? His apology says acknowledging the nuclear family is offensive. My apologies to those offended. Was not my intent, not that my opinion matters.
I'm sorry you were offended.
Yeah, that
Love
doesn't
one.
fly anymore.
I love that. Bullshit. That's the best one there is. I'm sorry you're offended.
Yeah.
I'm sorry your feelings got hurt.
Yeah.
And
But people get pissy with that, though.
Good, fuck them.
I know.
Oh, good.
I agree.
They can. Their feelings can get more hurt.
Days prior to sharing the rainbow flag meme, Jeremy ranted about the need to celebrate families amid Pride Month. You know the reason we're all here. The things this generation glorifies is unbelievable.
Right? Tell Beebs, hey, you're lucky I wasn't gay.
Yeah, right?
You wouldn't even be here.
Lucky I wasn't dumping loads in a dude's ass every day.
Yep.
You wouldn't be here, singer boy.
You're welcome.
One fan wrote, yeah, thanks, straight man.
You're welcome.
Who left your woman at the time, raising your child alone. You were definitely the best person to something about family respect and to say something about family respect and love. Another person says the man who abandoned his child and only came back because he became famous. That's how we celebrate family. Okay, so they're all shitting on him now.
Yeah, well, that's not to be lost either. But again, he's not all that wrong. And entitled to his opinion.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, this part of the show is brought to you by your insurance expert. Are you paying too much for health insurance? Are you uninsured? Health insurance can be confusing. Nick Matthews from Your Insurance Expert is an expert in health insurance, life insurance, and Medicare supplements, so you don't have to be. Call Nick Matthews at 248-914-1173. Again, that's Nick Matthews, 248-914-1173.
It's our boy Nick Matthews. Let's do an Ask T-Roy.
Okay.
And then we'll do an email and we'll get you out of here.
Yeah. Let's get it.
Because it's
Yep.
getting
Sorry, guys.
late.
Shorty.
I know you got to run, T. Okay, dear T-Roy.
Yep.
My mom is 90.
Oh, boy.
Has been a widow for 10 years. When we moved to this city 30 years ago, my parents made friends with a group of people. In this group was a couple nobody in our family liked, Dad especially. But Mom remained friends with them. Troy, the husband, is a smarmy narcissist. A couple weeks ago, I went into my mom's house, not unannounced, and found my mom in bed with this man.
Oh, shit.
Taking a deep dicking at 90.
At 90?
Yeah.
Well, fucking God bless.
I can't describe the revulsion I felt. My problem is, I don't know how complicit my mom is or whether he has been grooming her over the years and is abusing her. That was my initial thought because he tried it with me many years ago. Mom tried to cover up what was going on. He was fixing the blinds, but I can't unsee what I saw. I don't know if she lied because she's complicit or afraid. How do I handle this? I haven't spoken to Mom since, except to voice my disgust the next day. Disgusted daughter in California.
All right, well, I'm glad it's daughter.
Yeah.
For one.
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah, me too. For some reason, that does make it a little more...
I have questions about the blinds situation in there.
He was just here fixing the blinds.
But he was
90-year-old
so
trying to pan that up.
But so this happened before, but I thought it made it sound like he was coming on to the daughter at some point. There's something weird in there that I missed, I think.
Okay, I don't know how complicit my mom is or whether he's been grooming her over the years and is abusing her. That was my initial thought because he tried it with me many years ago. Mom tried to cover up what was going on. He was fixing the blinds. But I can't unsee what I saw.
Okay, so he tried it with me, so it probably just came on to her at some point. Okay,
yes.
All right, so that was.
We don't know if he finished. We don't know if he came on.
I'm going to go with. He tried it with me makes it feel like he didn't succeed, so we'll assume that.
Yeah.
And then Mom at 90 coming up with fixing the blinds on the fly.
Yeah,
Not bad.
Not bad.
I'm going to go complicit at that point.
Yeah, she's making excuses.
Yeah, I think this bitch is at least in her 60s.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty safe to say if Mom's 90.
Unless her dad's Mick Jagger or Al Pacino or one of them. But, yeah. Okay. But you're probably right.
Yeah, let's say...
she's in their 60s.
Yeah.
I would think on your 90-year-old man.
Yeah, it's not like you have suspicions. Like, you saw what you saw.
Yeah.
Right? You told your mom. But if you have concerns about this, then you need to talk to your mom about this. You can be disgusted. You can be put
I don't
off.
think I could have that conversation.
I think you have to. I mean, listen, you're in your 60s, okay? We're all grown fucking adults here, right?
Yeah.
You know what's going on. First of all, God bless Mom for still fucking putting it out at
Do you think
90.
she's still cleaning things up, trimming hedges? and
Probably
shit?
not. No, it's probably fucking
just blown
wild.
out?
Yeah, but I don't know, but I'm going to guess it's not, unless maybe she's keeping it, special occasions, the fucking weird guys
Got a
coming
lightning
over.
bolt or something. The blind guys coming by again.
Give it the little fucking runway, it's whatever. But I think that you have to understand, you have to know whether or not your mom is okay. And if, whether you like it or not, if your mom's complicit with it and just a gamer, then you got to just
Honor
you
that?
got to just honor that. Fine, you don't have to like it, but shut the fuck up and
What
let your
if-
mom take the deep dicking.
What if she says she's fine? You walk in, she's getting trained by 3 of the neighbors.
If she's complicit, God bless her. Go get it. Do
Yeah.
what you're going to do.
Wh-
But
is
if
it-
you have concerns that there's something else possibly going on, then you need to be able to have that conversation with your mom. I understand it's a difficult conversation. We've had this conversation about having difficult conversations.
Yeah.
But if you actually have concerns with that, then you have to. Nobody else can. Fuck you asking me for.
Yeah.
Fuck you asking me for. Go talk to your mom.
Yeah.
Mom, did you want that dick? Tell me
Yeah.
what's going on. Are you okay? Are you in danger? Is this okay? Are you
Yeah.
fine with this?
Were you begging for that cock? Or
Right.
was it put upon
Exactly.
you?
Were you pushing back into it?
Yeah, were you
what I
bucking
mean?
back?
Right.
Yeah.
So
What's appropriate for at 90? Is it missionary only? Is doggy on the table? 6'9"
it's
on the
hey, listen,
table?
everything's on the table. Everything is on the table. I don't even know. Does that thing? I assume you got to lube up. I can't believe that
Who
thing's
knows?
fucking self-lubricating still.
Today's
at this point.
90-year-olds, who knows? Who knows?
90's the new 50, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Jesus
I don't know,
Christ.
but
But if she's bucking back, I mean, can you?
is
twist
Dad
her
still in
into
the
a pretzel?
picture? Is this guy just coming in?
I'm assuming he died.
Assuming.
She's 90.
Yeah.
what
well,
did she
right.
say?
She didn't say. She just said they're friends of our parents, and she didn't
She's
like
been a
this guy.
widow for 10 years.
Oh, widow for 10 years.
Yeah,
Oh,
so for
then-
10
then
years.
What's the problem?
She's been crushing herself with a vibrator or something. Now she finds some neighbor that's interested.
I hate to tell you, you just caught it, but she's been taking that dick for at least 10 years. And I'm going to
Yeah.
say at least 10 years.
She was better at covering it up at 80
Yeah.
than
right.
she is at
She got a
90.
little
She's
sloppy.
slowing. She's
Yeah.
slowing down.
She
a
lost
little
track
bit.
of time. Not unannounced, she made sure she said it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Well, yeah, I forgot it was fucking Tuesday and you were coming over for yogurt.
Yeah.
I was fucking seeing
So-
bliss.
So you think she just got a little off with her fuck window? She was like, I got an hour fuck window
Maybe.
before.
Yeah, and maybe
before my
dude's
buzzkill
normally
daughter.
a 15-minute and done, and he
Yeah.
fucking had an extra pill, and he's fucking 2 hours
Yeah,
deep, and
whiskey
she's
dicked
just taking it. Lost all track of time.
That could be. It's
possible.
That very well could be. If she's like, I gotta crushing that dick hour.
Yeah,
and
right.
then
Daughter's
and then
coming at noon.
Yeah.
You come over at 11.
Queen Buzzkill
Yeah,
will be
we'll
here to
do that
at
for
noon.
sure. I'll have a chance to clean up, and but you lose track of time. Who knows?
I mean, can 90-year-olds be like? Are they capable of like going like really getting after a dick?
I mean,
Hand, mouth, butt, vagine, everything on the table.
I mean, of course, everything's still technically on the table. I mean, but whatever you're physically capable of, you break a hip or whatever the hell is going to happen in that.
At our old age, it seems like I knock on a door and I bruise my knuckles.
Yeah.
Imagine throwing her down on the rug on the carpet and trying to fucking pound that shit from behind. Her knee, she's gonna look like she was abused.
Oh, yeah. No,
her ass cheek's gonna be all fucking bruised from just the pump. The slap alone's gonna bruise the hell out of her.
I mean, listen, it could be very slow, very ugly sex.
Not necessarily though.
It could be a good, hard, deep dicking. I don't know.
Yeah,
It
especially
could be,
with the magic of the pill.
It could be slow, passionate lovemaking, Michael.
Yeah,
you
you
don't
think-
know. You don't know the
Why
situation.
don't you? Well, I don't want to make.
No,
you
we're
Google
not
it
doing
now.
anything.
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna
we are
have you
definitely
Google.
not. Nope.
Is
we are
it
not doing
possible to
that.
self lubricate at 90? And
That's
I
a question.
Don't know.
That is a question I have. But
Yeah.
I guess probably every situation is different. I'm sure there's some pussies that stay very, very moist throughout the full lifespan. Some dry up at a sadly early age.
Yeah. It's
Menopause
criminal.
is a bitch.
Sucks. Yeah. All right, let's do an email or two and get out of here.
Si, senor.
FYI, the DP Tour. Is that the double penetration tour?
Yeah, of course. We talked about that. Yeah. Where they only play 2 holes.
Yep, exactly. FYI, the DP World Tour was formerly known as the European Tour. Not sure why they changed names, but it is
that was European. All right, gotcha.
It is a pro golf tour, not the minor leagues like the Corn Ferry Tour.
Right.
That's from our
okay.
friend
I didn't
Chris.
realize that was European Tour. That's renamed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hate when they do that. Didn't they rename the British too? Open to something?
Oh, something. Just the Open, or
Yeah, just the Open
just
now.
the Open,
or-
I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
or something.
I don't get it.
Whatever.
T-Roy finally gets an Ask T-Roy wrong.
Uh-oh. Well, says you.
The druggy shitheads needed a bullet, not a suspension. What is this?
Thank you, James.
Yeah. What is this? What is this talking?
I have no idea.
Schools for learning, not being drunk or high. Poor wife should cut her.
Oh, about the mom turning in the other kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Listen, you're not going to get any sympathy from me. I was fucking stoned out of my mind for fucking all of high school.
Poor wife. So this must be, he's talking about a second one. Poor wife should cut her husband's dick off since he's willing to destroy his marriage over his mental illness that he won't get help for. What help are you going to get?
Right.
So this is
You're gonna pray the gay away? Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah. Is that what we're thinking here, James?
Yeah.
You're going to pray that shit away?
Conversion therapy?
No, it's hilarious.
I stand.
Hilarious.
Thank you, James, for your opinion, but I stand by my takes.
3, let's see. Okay. 3 things could fix it, his mental illness.
A bullet.
1, she chops it Lorena style, chloroforms him until he bleeds out. It's not very nice.
Okay.
2, commits him and orders lobotomy. I don't think they're still doing lobotomies.
No.
I hate to break it to you, but I don't think. 3, he sucks on the barrel of a 12 gauge. Good call.
There you go.
Any
That
one of
one was in
those 3 options equals a happy ending for all. Ciao for now. Thank you, James.
Yep. Nailed it.
If you'd like to be part of the conversation, I do have quite a few emails here. We'll get to them when we have a little more time.
Tomorrow.
Walters@DetroitCast.com. Yes, T, we'll get you out of here, get you on the road. And, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll do a Friday show again. We'll see y'all then.